Imagine two of the greatest manipulators in anime history going head-to-head, Light Yagami from Death Note and Yuichi Katagiri from Tomodachi Game. One uses the supernatural Death Note to bend the world to his will, while the other wields pure psychological warfare to crush opponents without lifting a finger. But who would win in a battle of brains? Let's break it down. Light Yagami, the god-complex genius. Light Yagami starts as the perfect student, intelligent, disciplined, and admired. But when he finds the Death Note, his true nature is revealed. He takes on the identity of Kira and dreams of building a new world where he rules as God. Light is a master strategist. He sets traps, anticipates every move of his enemies, and manipulates people close to him, even his family. His charisma allows him to gain followers, like Misa Amane, who dedicate their lives to him. With the Death Note, he's nearly unstoppable, but his arrogance and God complex often cloud his vision. His strength lies in long-term planning, but his downfall comes from overconfidence and reliance on the notebook. Yuichi Katagiri, the devil in disguise. On the other hand, Yuichi Katagiri doesn't need supernatural powers. On the surface, he's cheerful and caring, but deep down, he's one of the most ruthless manipulators in anime. Yuichi excels at breaking people mentally. He smiles while turning friends into enemies, exposing secrets and pushing others to their breaking point. Unlike Light, who hides behind the Death Note, Yuichi manipulates directly, face-to-face, and thrives under pressure. The more dangerous the game, the sharper his mind becomes. His unpredictability makes him terrifying, while Light follows a pattern, cleansing the world as Kira. Yuichi adapts instantly, changing strategies on the spot. However, his loyalty to his friends can make him reckless, and without supernatural tools, he's limited compared to Light. Light versus Yuichi, different styles of manipulation. Light operates from the shadows, carefully planning his every move and striking when the time is right. His manipulation is built around deception and secrecy. Yuichi, in contrast, manipulates openly, forcing people to collapse under their own fears. His power is immediate, personal, and psychological. Light plays as a god, believing himself to be above humanity. Yuichi plays as a devil, embracing his darkness to win at any cost. This difference defines their styles. One relies on divine power, the other on human weakness. Strengths and weaknesses. Light's strengths, genius-level planning. Death Note's killing power, manipulative charm, and discipline. Light's weaknesses, arrogance, overconfidence, and reliance on the notebook. Yuichi's strengths, psychological genius, adaptability, unpredictability, and ruthlessness. Yuichi's weaknesses, emotional vulnerability with friends, lack of supernatural power, and occasional recklessness. So far, we've seen that both Light Yagami and Yuichi Katagiri are absolute masterminds, but with completely different styles. Light rules with fear of death, while Yuichi rules with fear of the mind. But the big question remains: what would happen if these two actually faced each other in a real battle of strategy? Could Light's Death Note guarantee victory, or would Yuichi's twisted psychology outsmart even the so-called god of the new world? Now imagine if Light and Yuichi truly faced off. At first glance, Light should have the advantage with the Death Note. A single name and face means instant victory. But Yuichi isn't like normal opponents. He doesn't freeze in fear. Instead, he would treat Light as the ultimate game, baiting him, confusing him, and forcing him into mistakes. if Light manages to confirm Yuichi's real name without interference, the fight ends. But Yuichi's entire strategy would be making that impossible. Fake identities, doubles, misdirection. Yuichi would use them all. He'd even risk his own allies to create confusion, because his strength lies in breaking trust and pushing people to their limits. Now, let's push the scenario further. Imagine Light trying to investigate Yuichi the same way he studied L. He'd set up surveillance, test reactions, and carefully observe patterns. But unlike L, Yuichi doesn't play predictable games. He thrives when he knows someone is watching, twisting every test into a weapon against the tester. Yuichi might purposely feed Light false behaviors, creating a fake persona while hiding his true nature. He could even stage betrayals among his own friends, making Light think he's discovered the truth, only for it to collapse into another layer of deception. The more Light analyzes, the more Yuichi manipulates the analysis itself. But Yuichi isn't invincible. He has no supernatural protection. One slip, one careless moment of his real identity being exposed, and Light's pen ends the game instantly. That pressure would hang over the entire battle like a blade, forcing Yuichi to constantly stay a step ahead. Light, however, faces a different danger. Yuichi doesn't just aim to win. He aims to destroy his opponent's sense of control. He'd target Light's pride, his need to be seen as a god. If Yuichi can push Light into an emotional mistake, the Death Note alone won't save him. So the question becomes, who breaks first? Does Yuichi's mask slip long enough for Light to claim victory? Or does Light's arrogance blind him until Yuichi strikes with the perfect psychological trap? In the end, it all comes down to this: Light's Death Note or Yuichi's mind games. Two geniuses, two styles, but only one winner. So tell me, who do you think takes the crown in this ultimate battle of brains?